Greetings all, you know me as Marius Evander. I hope you are having a good day. If not, I hope my small contribution to Tabletop Simulator Warhammer 40k can help to bring you some enjoyment. In this video we are going to go through my latest, but in my opinion not greatest mod. That honour goes to my 9 mod workshop map collection for the GT mission pack, linked in the description below. This mod I have assembled by request for the Tabletop Titans Tabletop Simulator Community Crusade. This video contains an overview first, then setting up and how to use, and finally a quick walkthrough of each map and mission. If you do not wish to go through this with me, I suggest reading the legend that loads into the table with the mod and watching my previous shorter video, which shows the basic use on a separate map per mod pack. I was given a narrative campaign layout designed by Doomed Floppy with Harmon and Alfarius, and I've done my best to represent that idea with existing maps or heavily modifying when necessary. For 3 of the final 4 missions, I had to build them from scratch, as maps inside organic spaceships, as far as I am aware, do not exist, and very few inside mechanical spaceships, of which I found only one suitable. And only then within a requested adaptation of the original narrative, which I requested to be implemented as it would allow me to not need to create a 4th bio spaceship map. It fits the mission chosen well as a boarding, delaying, sabotaging action against the other factions before embarking to the bioship final missions, and gives another unique theme to the missions and map pool. A number of the maps were immediately in the forefront of my thoughts as soon as I read the narrative, some after the corresponding mission, which also invalidated a few ideas, and some I had to do much searching for, or altering, or constructing from scratch, to make what I feel works well for this campaign. I also had to manually add deployment zones to many of the missions, as the prior Nexus campaign is not in the FTC map base. These will need removing or deleting after deployment. The maps used have come from various authors, with an adaptation of the original narrative. Which I will quickly show, as these authors deserve credit more than I. There are 18 maps in this narrative 9-week campaign, each week having a specialist mission and a general mission on 2 different maps. Running through the maps now, we begin with a map from SWJesus on his table base. It's just labelled Hill on the bag. I refer to it as Highlands. And that's our first mission, based on this map. It is modified, of course, in my actual version. The second mission is Sleepy Copse by Lockjaw, based on this one. Of course, once again, altered to fit our narrative campaign and our missions more effectively. The third map my missions are based on. If you do not want to hear this bit, I suggest skipping ahead a couple of minutes. This is Catacan Jungle, mission by Avalanche Ambush. I believe it just goes by Ambush on Discord, using these interesting, unique tri-ruins which act as 3 separate walls for line of sight, as described on the card. That is the third mission, first of mission 2. The second of mission 2 is based on Cadia, Poland. A beautiful map, although enormous. The amount of work that must have gone into creating this piece, I can only imagine, must have been a very, very long project. So from this map, I have created a smaller map with also using NS2 as a source. This map itself was actually made by a gentleman by the name of SWJesus on Steam Workshop. Those are the first 2 missions, are based on those 4 maps. After this one, we then go on to Alpha Outpost, one of the classics, one of my favourites. Many of these maps I had to resize for 9th edition deployment zone scale, and I have talked to most of the authors, and they are mostly, well, I think they're all happy with me doing this. So this one was by Ambush as well. It was a mission that was actually a map that was actually part of the 8th edition map pack base board. If anyone has been playing since the start of last year, Happy New Year everyone, by the way. After this map, that's the first of the third mission, which is almost not modified at all. We go on to Imperatorgrad. Another map with very few changes made to turn it into the mission. And we'll be going again through these maps later in the actual mod, showing how I've altered them and edited them to, and what the actual missions are going to be for each of these maps. This is just to thank the original authors for their work at the moment. So we're on to mission 4. The general mission map is one of Lockjaw's contributions, Necron Sanctuary. Lovely map. I like most of Lockjaw's maps. I think he's one of our better map designers currently making maps, along with NS2 and DC. After this one, we have Battle at the Big Bridge. Which was created by Mooman1080. After this one, we have a slight modification to a map by NS2, one of his more recent maps. Then we have second of mission 5, that was mission 5-1, the normal mission. The specialist mission for mission 5 is the Dirt Road. Now, I picked all these maps trying to get them to work with the campaign story narrative I'd been given, and also to hopefully work well with the missions. Some of them will be available in the actual base, but many of them will actually have the deployment zones showing when you load them in. That is by Insane212. All of these are named, and the original authors are available on my collections of maps on my workshop. Next we have Evening Cathedral by Panzer. Now this one is a map type I had no intention of ever making any more maps for, because I believe we have way too many city ruin maps. However, one of the new Necron expansion, Beyond the Veil, whatever it's called, sorry I'm having a mental blank, book, Crusade Missions, requires a specific city streets layout, which I've altered this map into creating for that mission. This one was by Panzer, Evening Cathedral. first of mission 6. After that, we have Specialist Mission 6, another classic great map, which was available on the 8th edition map base. Snowden City. This one was made by either Shadow or Dark Trinity, depending on where you look up his name. Shadow Trinity on Steam Workshop, Dark Trinity on Discord, I believe. One of my favourite maps that I've played on all of 2020. But some of the new maps coming out in the last few months have also been absolutely exceptionally high quality. So this was one of the best early maps that I ever found. So that's the end of mission 6. 3 missions to go. 6 more maps. Next, at mission 7, we have 2 maps from Trevi over on the T5S2 Tactical Tortoise Discord. He runs his own miniature tournament over there. And we will begin with the Battle Lines map, which is a map I have heavily modified for this campaign. The mission it is to relate to. And just used a portion of the assets from here. Next, we have one more map from Trevi, which is once again chosen in the way that it helps suit the campaign missions that we have from the Beyond the Veil expansion Crusade pack. This one orders or recommends having different levels of cover or the different deployment zones. And Trevi made this map at the very beginning of 9th edition as a test for going first versus going second deployment differences. Whoever went first on his tournaments at the very beginning of 9th started on that side of the table, and the second player started with the higher cover. So, 2 to go. The first and final one from other authors is Battleship Hangar. By Lockjaw. This is his 3rd map in the map pool, along with the Necron Sanctuary and the Sleepy Copse. Now, if like me, that noise is going to get on your nerves, simply zoom in here, hold down Alt, drag a square until you get that flashing yellow circle, and press delete while not on anything else. And one more time at the back. If I can get the angle right. There. Or you can just turn your in-game sound off, of course, I guess. Would be a much easier solution to that. Anyway, so this is one of Lockjaw's maps. This is a battleship spaceship hangar on obviously an Imperial ship, but it can be used as any other mechanical ship, I believe. You just have to use your imagination a bit. And from this one, we're then on to move on to my 3 contributions to the map pool for this mission. Basically, this is one I modified very little. It's basically just duplicating the middle for our special missions. So my final 3 are the bioship hangar. I used existing in-game assets and modified them as I could to try and best represent the bottom under the belly of a giant biological spaceship. These are the hangar opening bays and pillars supporting the roof inside. These 2 sides are solid roofs. All terrain is labelled properly in the actual mission pack. I still have to get around to doing it for these. And the final 2 are bioship chamber, working your way through chambers of the hive ship, roof supports. This is just one wall in the middle of the map this time, separating chambers. And the final mission, the boss room. This is supposed to be the brain room of the bioship. the giant alien creature in space. This is its central brain, and these side ones are side nodules of the brain, and this is some sort of synapse brain knowledge storing system. I need to put this up because these are roof supports. And that ends and concludes the first part of this video, which is covering the artists we have to thank for the map pool. Thank you for your time. Please watch the second part for more in-depth coverage of the actual how to use the mod and how to load into each map and mission.